Peace and blessings. This is Raisa Ghiwala, the divorced Muslim coach. And this topic today is going to be about personal responsibility of self-care, which is an amana, which is a trust that is between us and Allah for the body, the mind, the heart, all the blessings that we've been given by Allah. Our health. Preserving our health and our body is an obligation because it's an amana. We only have one body, right? And we know that whatever we put in is what we're going to get out. And becoming conscious of this. And for me, I only became conscious when I was going through my own rebirth and transformation after my divorce of how was I taking care of myself? Was I even taking care of myself? Did I even, was I even conscious of all the blessings that I had? And I wasn't. I really wasn't. I took it for granted. I just expected that I would have good health. And but how? You know, I have been gifted these eyes and this mouth and taste buds and ears to hear with, and you know, limbs to be able to walk and move and just be able to blink and to swallow. Just simple little gifts that I was taking for granted. And then as I became more conscious, I had to think to myself, okay, well, where's my part? You know, what part do I play in all these gifts? And what is my responsibility? So it is an obligation that we not harm but preserve and maintain this instrument that we've been given. That includes the mind and the heart and the body and the soul. And what we put into them is exactly what we're going to get out, because it's such a great blessing and a favor that we have all this, and living in the gratitude and the thankfulness is by taking care. So what do I mean by that? Just like we eat, you know, food, we are giving nutrition to our body. What type of nutrition are we putting in our mind? You know, what type of things are we putting into our heart and to our soul? Because we're responsible for what we feed all parts of ourselves. And as a human being, we are not just a body. We're a body, we're a mind, we're a heart and a soul. And all of that is what makes us a whole human being. So becoming really conscious, my transformation and rebirth after my divorce really forced me to become conscious. Like, how could I be the mother that I wanted to be? How could I be the professional I wanted to be? How could I be the friend that I wanted to be, the daughter that I wanted to be? And who was I? At that point in my life, I was discovering myself. I was forging my own identity with my connection to Allah, through Allah, that I had to become conscious of this. You know, what am I consuming? And not blaming anyone or any reason for how I'm treating my body and my mind and my heart and my soul. Because it's easy to say, well, you know, I don't have enough resources, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time. I used to definitely make those excuses, but that's what they are. They're just excuses not to take responsibility for the amana that we have, the trust and the responsibility that we've been given. You know, and it's not just what are we putting in and are we becoming conscious, but is it tayyib? Is it pure? Because Allah tells us in the Quran in chapter 5 verse 88, eat of the things which Allah has provided for you lawful, halal and good, tayyib, and fear Allah in whom you believe. Again, he's talking about you believe in Allah, right? So fear Allah, not in who you don't believe. And you know, so thinking about how much fast food do we put in our bodies, and burgers, fries, you know, I mean, things are just, it's just like, when you think about it, it's just like putting garbage in our bodies. So what do we expect? Do we expect our bodies to thrive and be able to fulfill our potential and our purpose here? You know, and thinking about not just halal, but thinking about tayyib, like, that's pure. Is it pure and is it wholesome? that is what Allah is instructing us to put in our bodies. What type of portion control, right? What are we watching? What are we consuming in our mind and our heart? Are they pure things, or are they corrupt things? Are they things that are going to improve our character and benefit us? Or is it useless information that would just waste our energy and really allows us to get into diseases of the heart, like jealousy, or anger or bitterness? So just becoming, being able to reach our potential, which each one of us has, and the only way we can do it is to have the resources which we've already been gifted, to take care of those. So that was one of the things for me when I realized that I was my greatest asset and that Allah already gifted me. That's my responsibility to take it to the max, to take it to whatever potential I have. Otherwise, I'm just wasting things that I've already been given. If I'm not appreciating and taking and honoring and taking care of my physical health, my emotional, mental, spiritual, intellectual health, all of that, I realized that how can I be the best person, the best Raisa, the best mom, whoever I wanted to be. That's what saved me during my divorce, is to start taking care of myself from a perspective of taking care of the self, which does not mean that it's selfish, which is a real big misconception that we have, that taking care of yourself means that you're being selfish with your time and your energy and your resources. It's almost like ingrained within us, which is not true. It's actually selfish of us to not take care of ourselves and become a burden, become ill, and not be able to fulfill our responsibilities and our amana and reach our potential to what we were created to do here on this earth. So my invitation to you today is, what can we take away from this responsibility that each one of us has? This training of Ramadan is to develop God consciousness, right? Taqwa. So can you think about your own health? What are you putting in your body? Are you conscious of the foods that you're buying, the foods that you're getting on the fly? Can you slow down enough to think, is it good for you? Is it clean? Is it wholesome? Will it fuel your body? That one body that you've been gifted for the work that you were put here on this earth to do. What about fueling your mind and your heart with what you read, what you see, what you hear? And is it beneficial and wholesome for you? What are you seeing with your eyes in terms of images and media? What are you listening to? Is it, music that has lyrics that you don't understand, or lyrics that are not wholesome? Is it mindless, or is it mindful, what you're listening to? And will it benefit you or not? So I really ask myself and you to take stock of what are we putting internally, because whatever is inside is what is going to manifest and show up on the outside. So I'm asking you to really get conscious, because this is the perfect time to do it, to slow down and take stock. Can't wait to hear your feedback, your insights, what comes up for you. And looking forward to you sharing in the group, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care. Peace and blessings.